Did you know that millions of people living in Canada could suddenly face the risk of being forced to leave in 2025? Yes, you heard that right. What was once considered a safe haven for immigrants and residents alike is now rolling out new immigration rules that could change everything overnight. From expired permits to minor legal issues, financial problems, and even simple mistakes in your documents, these changes are stricter than ever before. Imagine building your life, your career, your family in Canada, only to be told that you might have to pack your bags and leave. The government is tightening regulations in ways that most people aren't even aware of yet, and many could be caught completely off guard. In this video, we're diving into 10 critical rules that could impact your stay, and understanding them now might be the difference between staying or being forced out. Number 10. Changes to sponsorship programs. One of the most alarming changes coming in 2025 involves Canada's sponsorship programs, which could drastically affect immigrants hoping to bring family members into the country. The government is introducing stricter eligibility criteria, making it much harder for sponsors to support relatives, whether it's a spouse, parent, or child. Even small mistakes in paperwork or missing deadlines could result in automatic denials, leaving families separated for years. What's more, income requirements are being raised, meaning sponsors must prove they can fully support their family members without relying on public assistance. This is a huge shift from previous policies, where lower income thresholds allowed more people to qualify. For families who have already started the application process, these changes could mean delays, additional documentation, or even outright rejection. Another major update is the tightening of residency obligations for sponsored family members. Previously, once a family member was approved, their path to permanent residency was relatively secure. Starting in 2025, the government may revoke sponsorship if the sponsored person fails to meet specific residency or integration requirements. This adds an extra layer of responsibility on sponsors to track the status and activities of their family members closely. So, what can you do to protect yourself and your loved ones? First, review your sponsorship eligibility carefully. Ensure all financial documents, employment records, and legal paperwork are accurate and up to date. Consider consulting an immigration lawyer to navigate the new complexities. Keeping everything organized and proactive is key, because once an application is denied under these new rules, reversing the decision can be extremely difficult. These changes are serious, and if you or your loved ones are affected, taking immediate action could save years of stress and uncertainty. Don't wait until it's too late. Review your applications now, double-check all requirements, and make sure you meet the updated criteria. If you want to stay fully informed about Canada's immigration updates and protect your family's future, make sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and comment below with your questions or experiences. Knowledge is your best defense under these new rules. Number 9. Language integration requirements. Another major change that could affect millions of immigrants in Canada is the introduction of stricter language and integration requirements. Starting in 2025, the government may require residents and newcomers to demonstrate minimum proficiency in English or French and actively participate in community integration programs. This isn't just about passing a test. Canada is emphasizing the ability to communicate effectively in daily life, work, and social settings. Those who fail to meet these new benchmarks could face delays in permanent residency approvals or, in extreme cases, risk being deemed inadmissible. These changes reflect Canada's goal of fostering a stronger, more cohesive society, but they also place additional responsibility on immigrants. For example, newcomers may now need to attend language classes regularly, participate in community activities, and even provide proof of progress to authorities. This could be a shock for those who assume that settling in Canada required little beyond having a valid visa or sponsorship. So, what can you do to stay ahead of these changes? First, invest time in improving your language skills now, whether through online courses, local classes, or immersive practice in your community. Second, engage with your local neighborhood, volunteer, join clubs, or participate in programs designed to help newcomers integrate. Not only will this help meet the official requirements, but it also builds valuable connections and makes daily life easier. Ignoring these new requirements could have serious consequences. Failure to comply might affect your permanent residency application, family sponsorship eligibility, or even your current status. By taking proactive steps today, you can safeguard your future and ensure you remain fully compliant with Canadian immigration law. If you want to pro-day, seat your stay and make the most of your life in Canada, don't wait until it's too late. Start learning the language, engage with your community, and make sure all your documentation reflects your compliance. For more updates and practical tips on navigating Canada's immigration rules, like this video, subscribe to our channel, and share your thoughts or questions in the comments below. Being informed is your strongest tool under these new regulations. Number 8. Security background checks. One of the most concerning changes coming in 2025 is the enhancement of security and background checks for immigrants and residents in Canada. The government is planning to implement stricter screenings that go beyond the standard checks, aiming to identify potential risks before granting or renewing residency. This means that any past legal issues, incomplete disclosures, or inconsistencies in your application could trigger serious consequences, including delays, denials, or even removal. For many, this is a wake-up call. What might have been overlooked in the past could now jeopardize your entire stay in Canada. Security checks will not only cover criminal records, but may also extend to financial history, social connections, and travel patterns, creating a more comprehensive assessment of each applicant. Even minor discrepancies in your records could be flagged, and the process can take longer than ever. The stakes are high, and ignorance or careless mistakes could result in years of stress, or worse, forced deportation. So, how can you protect yourself under these new rules? Start by reviewing all your documents thoroughly, including criminal records, work histories, and financial statements. Make sure everything is accurate, up to date, and fully verifiable. If there are past issues or mistakes, seek legal advice immediately to understand your options. Being proactive is far better than waiting until a problem arises. Additionally, honesty is key. Always provide complete and truthful information on applications, forms, and interviews. Attempting to hide or falsify information is now far riskier under the tightened scrutiny and can lead to permanent inadmissibility. If you want to stay safe and secure your residency, it's time to take action now. Check your documents, understand the requirements, and make sure your records are spotless. Protecting yourself today can prevent major problems tomorrow. For more updates and guidance on Canada's evolving immigration rules, like this video, subscribe to our channel, and comment below with your questions or experiences. Staying informed is your best defense in navigating these strict new background checks. Number 7. Residency obligations. Residency obligations are about to become a major focus for Canadian immigration authorities in 2025, and failure to comply could put millions of residents at risk. Permanent residents are required to spend a minimum amount of time physically in Canada to maintain their status, but the new rules are stricter and more closely monitored than ever. Falling short, even by a few days, could result in loss of permanent residency, which can be devastating for individuals and families who have built their lives in Canada over years. The government's goal is clear: ensure that residents remain truly connected to Canada, contributing to the economy, society, and local communities. This means authorities may now require detailed records of travel, work, and living arrangements. For many, this represents a significant shift, especially for those who frequently travel for work, family, or education. Even well-intentioned absences could now trigger investigations, fines, or removal orders. So, how can you protect yourself? First, track every day you spend outside of Canada and ensure you meet the required residency thresholds. Keep documentation such as boarding passes, travel itineraries, and employment records to prove your compliance if ever questioned. Second, plan travel carefully and avoid long periods outside the country unless absolutely necessary. If emergencies arise, make sure you document them and retain supporting evidence. Remember, residency obligations are not just a formality, they are a legal requirement, and non-compliance can have serious consequences for your status, your job, and your family. Being proactive now can save years of uncertainty and potential legal battles later. If you want to secure your future in Canada and avoid unnecessary complications, it's essential to understand these obligations and stay fully compliant. Keep careful records, plan your travel wisely, and review the rules regularly to avoid surprises. For more guidance and tips on navigating Canada's immigration system, like this video, subscribe to our channel and leave a comment sharing your experiences or questions. Staying informed and prepared is your best defense against losing your permanent residency. Number 6. Healthcare social services misuse. Another critical change coming in 2025 involves healthcare and social services misuse, and it could have serious consequences for residents and immigrants in Canada. The government is cracking down on individuals who access public healthcare or welfare programs without meeting eligibility requirements. Even unintentional misuse, such as claiming benefits you aren't fully entitled to, could now result in revocation of your residency status or legal penalties. These stricter rules reflect Canada's growing emphasis on fairness and sustainability in its public services, ensuring that support is reserved for those who genuinely qualify. Authorities are now using more advanced monitoring systems to track usage patterns, eligibility, and compliance, making it harder to bypass the rules. This means that if you've relied on public health care, subsidies, or welfare in ways that don't fully align with your visa or residency status, you could be putting yourself at risk without even realizing it. Small mistakes, like incorrect paperwork or missing documentation, could trigger investigations and potential consequences. So, how can you safeguard yourself under these new rules? First, know exactly what benefits you are eligible for and avoid accessing services outside of your entitlement. Keep detailed records of all interactions with healthcare and social service providers, including receipts, application confirmations, and correspondence. If you're unsure about your eligibility, consult with a professional or legal advisor before using any public service. Being proactive is the best way to protect your status and avoid unnecessary complications. Remember, misuse of healthcare or social services is now treated much more seriously. Compliance is not just a recommendation, it is a legal obligation, and violations can affect not only your current residency, but also future applications for permanent residency or citizenship. If you want to stay safe and protect your life in Canada, review your eligibility, track your service use, and make sure your documents are accurate and up to date. For more updates on Canada's immigration rules and practical tips to ensure your compliance, like this video, subscribe to our channel, and leave a comment sharing your experiences or questions. Staying informed today can save you from serious problems tomorrow. Number 5. Employment compliance. Employment compliance is becoming one of the most strictly enforced areas for immigrants and residents in Canada starting in 2025. The government is now paying close attention to whether individuals are working within the conditions of their visas or permits, and violations could have serious consequences. Working in jobs that are not authorized under your current status, or failing to report employment accurately, could lead to revocation of your residency, fines, or even deportation. This isn't just about paperwork, it's about ensuring that everyone in Canada follows the rules, contributes fairly to the economy, and avoids unauthorized work. Recent studies and immigration reports indicate that employment violations are a leading cause of removal orders. Even well-intentioned mistakes like taking a part-time job outside your permitted scope can trigger investigations. For newcomers relying on employment for their livelihood, this represents a significant risk that could affect not only their status, but also their family, housing, and future career opportunities. So, how can you protect yourself? First, fully understand the specific work conditions tied to your visa, permit, or residency status. Keep a record of all your employment, including contracts, pay stubs, and employer confirmations. Avoid accepting work that falls outside your authorized category, even temporarily. If you are unsure about a job opportunity, consult an immigration expert before starting. Being proactive now can prevent serious legal and personal consequences later. Additionally, transparency is key. Always report your employment accurately on official forms and applications. Misrepresentation or omission, even accidentally, is now treated as a severe violation under the updated rules. Compliance today ensures your status remains secure and protects your long-term goals in Canada. If you want to stay fully compliant and secure your future in Canada, take these employment rules seriously. Check your permits, verify your job eligibility, and maintain proper documentation. For more detailed guidance and the latest updates on Canada's immigration regulations, like this video, subscribe to our channel and share your questions or experiences in the comments below. Staying informed and proactive is your best defense against potential employment-related issues. Number 4. Financial self-sufficiency. Starting in 2025, Canada is placing a much stronger emphasis on financial self-sufficiency for immigrants and residents. This means that newcomers will now be required to prove they have sufficient funds to support themselves and their dependents without relying on public assistance. The goal is to ensure that all residents contribute positively to the Canadian economy and do not become a burden on social welfare programs. For many immigrants, this is a dramatic change, as the financial thresholds are higher than in previous years, and proof of income or savings will be scrutinized closely. Failing to meet these financial requirements can have serious consequences, including delays in visa approvals, denials of permanent residency, or even potential removal from the country. Authorities will now examine bank statements, employment records, and other financial documents more rigorously. Even minor discrepancies or missing paperwork could trigger investigations, making it critical to stay fully prepared and organized. So, what can you do to comply with these new rules? First, ensure you have sufficient funds saved or a stable source of income that meets the updated thresholds. Keep detailed records of all bank statements, pay stubs, and financial support documents. Second, plan ahead. Don't wait until your application or renewal to start preparing. Proactive planning is key. Third, consider consulting an immigration or financial advisor to ensure your documentation meets government standards. Financial self-sufficiency isn't just about money. It's also about demonstrating responsibility and stability. Showing that you can manage your finances and support yourself independently will increase your chances of successfully navigating Canada's immigration system under the new rules. If you want to protect your residency and secure your future in Canada, start preparing your financial documents now, track your income carefully, and make sure everything is up to date and verifiable. For more tips on navigating Canada's strict immigration rules, like this video, subscribe to our channel, and share your questions or experiences in the comments below. Staying informed and proactive is the smartest way to avoid financial complications under the new regulations. Number 3. Fraudulent documents. One of the most serious immigration violations that could impact millions in Canada starting in 2025 is the use of fraudulent documents. The government is taking an increasingly hard stance on falsified paperwork, including fake transcripts, forged financial statements, counterfeit employment records, or altered visas. Even a small error or intentional misrepresentation can have life-altering consequences, including immediate deportation, permanent bans from re-entry, and legal penalties. What might have been overlooked in the past is now a major focus, as authorities are investing in advanced verification systems to catch fraudulent submissions more efficiently than ever before. Cases of document fraud are one of the leading reasons individuals are removed from Canada, and the updated rules show no leniency. For immigrants who have submitted documents in haste or without proper verification, this could spell disaster. It's not just about permanent residency applications. Fraudulent documents can affect sponsorship programs, work permits, and even study visas, putting your entire future in Canada at risk. So, how can you protect yourself? The first step is to ensure that every document you submit is genuine, verifiable, and accurate. Double-check all your educational certificates, employment letters, financial statements, and identification papers before submission. If you suspect any irregularities in past documents, consult with an immigration expert or legal advisor immediately to correct them proactively. Attempting to hide or alter information can now have permanent consequences that are extremely difficult to reverse. Honesty and transparency are your strongest defenses under these new rules. Always provide full disclosure and complete documentation, even if it requires extra effort to verify authenticity. Maintaining this diligence will protect your legal status, reduce the risk of complications, and demonstrate your compliance with Canadian immigration law. If you want to safeguard your life and future in Canada, review all your documents, ensure everything is accurate, and stay proactive. For more essential updates and tips on navigating Canada's immigration system safely, like this video, subscribe to our channel, and leave a comment sharing your experiences or questions. Being informed today could save you from serious legal and personal consequences tomorrow. Number 2. Criminal convictions. One of the most important and often overlooked factors that could force immigrants and residents to leave Canada in 2025 is having a criminal conviction. The government is enforcing stricter rules regarding admissibility, meaning that even minor offenses, past or recent, can make an individual inadmissible. This includes everything from traffic violations that carry serious penalties to more severe criminal offenses. What makes this rule particularly alarming is that immigration authorities are now cross-checking criminal records more thoroughly than ever before, leaving little room for error or oversight. Criminal convictions are one of the leading causes of removal from Canada. Even if the offense occurred years ago, or if the individual has already served their sentence, it may still impact residency, work permits, sponsorship applications, or future citizenship eligibility. Many immigrants mistakenly assume that minor convictions won't matter, but under the new rules, authorities have broadened the definition of inadmissibility and are taking proactive steps to ensure compliance. So, how can you protect yourself and your family? First, know your criminal record and be fully aware of any past offenses. If you have a record, consult with an immigration lawyer to determine your eligibility and explore options like criminal rehabilitation or record suspensions where applicable. Second, avoid any legal trouble, no matter how minor, as even small infractions can now jeopardize your status. Maintaining a clean record is essential not just for legal compliance, but also for long-term stability in Canada. Honesty is critical. When applying for visas, permanent residency, or sponsorship, always disclose your criminal history. Failure to do so is considered misrepresentation and can have far-reaching consequences, including permanent inadmissibility. Being upfront, proactive, and informed is your best protection against falling foul of these strict regulations. If you want to secure your future in Canada and avoid unnecessary complications, review your legal history, seek professional guidance if needed, and stay fully compliant with the new rules. For more updates and practical tips on Canada's immigration laws, like this video, subscribe to our channel and share your experiences or questions in the comments below. Knowledge and preparedness are your strongest allies under these tightened regulations. Number 1. Expired study or work permits. One of the most immediate and common reasons immigrants may be forced to leave Canada in 2025 is having an expired study or work permit. The government is cracking down on individuals who overstay their authorized time, and even a short lapse can result in loss of status, fines, or deportation. Many people assume that minor delays or missed renewals won't matter, but the new regulations make it clear. Authorities are now strictly monitoring permit validity, and non-compliance can have serious consequences for your future in Canada. Expired permits aren't just a bureaucratic issue, they directly affect your ability to work, study, or sponsor family members. If your status lapses, you may be barred from employment, lose access to healthcare, and find it difficult to renew or apply for permanent residency. Even if you have applied for renewal but it hasn't been processed yet, failing to maintain valid documentation can put you at risk under these stricter rules. So, what can you do to avoid falling into this trap? First, track your permit expiration dates carefully and start the renewal process well in advance, ideally 3 to 6 months before it expires. Gather all necessary documents, double-check the requirements, and submit your application promptly. Second, keep proof of your renewal submissions, such as confirmation emails or receipts, to show authorities that you acted in good faith. If you are uncertain about the process, consult an immigration advisor or lawyer to ensure everything is in order. Remember, staying on top of your permit is one of the simplest yet most crucial steps to secure your residency in Canada. A minor oversight could lead to major disruptions in your life, from employment to education and even family sponsorship. If you want to protect your future in Canada and avoid unnecessary legal complications, act your permits diligently, renew on time, and keep all documentation updated. For more updates and tips on Canada's evolving immigration rules like this video, subscribe to our channel and share your experiences or questions in the comments below. Being proactive today can save you from serious problems tomorrow and ensure your stay in Canada remains secure. Canada's immigration rules are changing fast, and millions of residents and newcomers could be affected if they aren't fully prepared. From expired permits and criminal convictions to fraudulent documents, financial requirements, and stricter sponsorship programs, these 10 rules are more important than ever to understand. Staying informed, proactive, and compliant can protect your status, your family, and your future in Canada. Don't wait until it's too late. Review your documents, follow the rules, and take action now. If this guide helped you, like this video, subscribe to our channel and comment below with your questions or experiences.